Pollution is an issue that everyone deals with. We see it everywhere we go. But take a second to think about it. What has pollution done to our planet? What's happening because of it? Ecosystems are suffering, animals are becoming endangered, and in some cases, extinct. Pollution is an issue that we need to stop to preserve ecosystems and the organisms that inhabit this earth with us. Studies have shown that there is an increase of toxic metals being found in aquatic ecosystems. These metals are cadmium, lead, and mercury. With the increasing concentration of these metals, biodiversity in ecosystems are beginning to drop. The lower an ecosystem's biodiversity is, the less stable it is. Having a high biodiversity is important so that more niches are filled, and when a population leaves an ecosystem, it won't suffer as much from the loss. However, even though the rise of metals is killing off organisms, it is also increasing some organisms' resistance to them through natural selection. But even though the resistance to them is increasing, it's still lowering the biodiversity, which is making it easier for the ecosystem to collapse. Due to the burning of fossil fuels, our planet is beginning to heat up through global warming. What studies have shown is that soil is also beginning to release carbon in response to global warming. It's estimated that by 2050, 55 trillion kilograms of carbon will be released, which is 70% more than what we've currently emitted. What's more is that with the air pollution comes acid rain. Acid rain harms ecosystems by releasing harmful chemicals into ecosystems. Rising temperatures are also causing ice caps to melt, which is dramatically affecting organisms that live in the Arctic. The rising temperatures are also causing stress in animals, which affects their health poorly. Many species are becoming endangered or extinct. Many species that are vital to ecosystems are also disappearing. Coral reefs are also being lost at a faster rate. Due to pollution, 44% of US tested estuaries aren't safe for fishing or swimming. There are also many beaches that are being closed. However, there are programs out there that are dedicated to cleaning the ocean, such as Adopt an Ocean. They take donations and use them to clean the ocean and save the organisms that live within them. There are other types of pollution. The most well-known form, littering. Many animals can become entangled in trash and die, or they could mistake it for food and ingest it, which will also harm them. Also, when fertilizers get washed away, they can end up in aquatic ecosystems, which is very dangerous. They can cause algae blooms, which take in all the oxygen in the lake, which will suffocate all the fish and other organisms that live in it. Light can also be another form of pollution. Light can cause disruptions in an organism's circadian rhythm, which causes stress, and in some cases, cancer. Sound is another form as well. Sound pollution can cause an organism's behavior to change, which can lead them to not eat or breed. From this image, we can see where the majority of the pollution comes from that ends up in the ocean. 40.4% of it is from public use, 36.3% is from non-source materials, 13.9% comes from fishing, 4.5% comes from sewage-related debris, 3.9% comes from shipping, 0.7% is fly-tipped, and 0.2% is from medical use. In this graph here, we can get a general idea of how much debris has been found in the cleanups over the last 25 years. 5% is 7.8 million pounds of plastic bags. 6% is 9.5 million pounds of plastic bottles. 6% is 10.1 million pounds of tableware. 8% is 13.5 million pounds of caps and lids. 9% is 14.7 million pounds of food wrappers and containers. 32% is 52.9 million pounds of cigarettes. Together, we can reduce the amount of pollution that is released into the environment. Simple acts can help prevent the death of organisms. For example, recycling items, picking up litter, using clean air transportation, and reducing the amount of harmful chemicals that we use. For the sake of the organisms, for the sake of our planet, let's work together for a brighter future where we can still see the animals that we see today.